From the early 16th century to the mid-19th century, the Mughal Empire shaped the Indian subcontinent in ways that still reverberate today. Their impact was not confined to the realm of politics and administration. Instead, the Mughals left an indelible imprint on art, architecture, language, cuisine, urban planning, and even the very fabric of India's pluralistic society. The story of their legacy is one of both grandeur and complexity, a chapter in history marked as much by synthesis and innovation as by the inevitable tensions of empire. Begin with their architectural achievements, which remain some of the most visible and celebrated symbols of India to this day. The Mughal emperors were patrons of monumental building projects, commissioning structures that blended Persian, Central Asian, and Indian styles into a distinctive Indo-Islamic aesthetic. The Taj Mahal, often described as a poem in marble, stands as a testament to both love and artistic genius. Built by Shah Jahan in memory of his wife, Mumtaz Mahal, its symmetrical gardens, intricate carvings, and luminous white domes have come to symbolize the heights of Mughal artistry. Yet the Taj is but one jewel among many. The Red Fort in Delhi, with its massive walls and intricate interiors, served as the seat of imperial power and continues to signify authority in modern India, where the nation's leaders addressed the public on Independence Day. Humayun's tomb, built decades earlier, pioneered the garden tomb concept and influenced subsequent Mughal mausoleums. Fatehpur Sikri, Akbar's grand but short-lived capital, showcases not only architectural innovation, but also the ambition of creating a model city, one that harmonized aesthetics, spirituality, and administrative order. Beyond palaces and tombs, the Mughals transformed the urban landscape with their love for gardens and water. The concept of the charbagh, a garden divided into 4 quadrants by water channels, originated in Persian tradition, but was perfected in India. Whether in the Shalimar Gardens of Kashmir or the gardens surrounding Agra's monuments, this layout reflected the Islamic vision of paradise and brought a sense of serenity to crowded, bustling cities. The Mughals also introduced new ideas in city planning, laying out grand avenues, ornamental gates, and elaborate waterworks that would influence later generations of urban development. The Mughal era was also a golden age for art and literature. Their courts attracted painters, poets, calligraphers, and chroniclers from across Asia. Miniature painting flourished under imperial patronage, blending Persian techniques with Indian themes and sensibilities. These delicate works captured the vibrancy of court life, battles, and love stories, offering a window into the social and cultural currents of the time. The art of calligraphy, especially Arabic and Persian scripts, adorned everything from official documents to architectural facades, infusing the written word with visual beauty. Perhaps one of the most profound legacies of the Mughals lies in the realm of language and literature. Persian became the language of administration, high culture, and poetry, enriching the lexicon and literary traditions of the subcontinent. This cultural mingling eventually gave rise to Urdu, a language that blended Persian, Arabic, Turkish, and local Indian elements, and which is today spoken by millions across South Asia. The influence of Mughal poetry, with its themes of love, mysticism, and longing, echoed through the works of later poets writing in Urdu, Hindi, and other languages. Cuisine, too, underwent a transformation during the Mughal era. The imperial kitchens were laboratories of culinary fusion, bringing together Central Asian, Persian, and Indian ingredients and techniques. Dishes like biryani, korma, kebabs, and rich leavened breads such as naan and shirmal became staples of Mughal banquets, and soon found their way into the broader Indian palate. The use of nuts, dried fruits, aromatic spices, and slow cooking methods created a cuisine that was sumptuous and deeply layered in flavor. Today, Mughlai food is celebrated not only in India, but across the world, a delicious reminder of the empire's cosmopolitan spirit. At the heart of the Mughal legacy lies the idea of syncretism, a deliberate blending of different cultural, religious, and intellectual traditions. Akbar, the third emperor and one of the most admired rulers in Indian history, exemplified this ethos. He encouraged dialogue between Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Jain, and Zoroastrian scholars at his court, seeking common ground and mutual respect. Akbar's policy of sulh-i-kul, or universal tolerance, allowed for the participation of people from diverse backgrounds in the administration and fostered an environment in which art and ideas could flourish. While later emperors adopted differing attitudes toward religious pluralism, the precedent for dialogue and coexistence was firmly set. Yet the Mughal legacy is not without controversy, especially in the current political climate of India. In recent years, the narrative surrounding the Mughal era has come under intense scrutiny and revision. The ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, and associated Hindu nationalist groups have sought to recast Indian history in a way that emphasizes ancient Hindu civilization and downplays or even vilifies medieval Islamic influences, including those of the Mughals. This has manifested in a variety of ways. School textbooks have been rewritten to minimize discussion of Mughal achievements or to portray the dynasty primarily as foreign invaders. Streets, cities, and even railway stations named after Mughal rulers have been renamed to reflect Hindu heritage, and public rhetoric often frames the Mughal period as one of oppression rather than cultural synthesis. This contestation of history is not merely academic. It has real consequences for how Indians understand their own identity. India's culture is, in truth, a palimpsest, a layered tapestry in which ancient Hindu traditions coexist with Buddhist, Jain, Islamic, colonial, and modern global influences. To erase or diminish the Mughal contribution is to risk distorting this rich complexity. The monuments they built, the languages they nurtured, the foods they popularized, and the ethos of pluralism they fostered are all integral threads in the fabric of Indian life. Consider the very names of places. Cities like Allahabad have been renamed to Prayagraj, and roads named after Mughal emperors have been rechristened to honor local or Hindu heroes. While such changes may be seen as reclaiming indigenous heritage, they also reflect a selective reading of the past, one that overlooks the centuries of shared experience that have shaped the subcontinent. Similarly, the content of school textbooks has become a battleground. In some states, chapters on Mughal rulers have been condensed or removed, and their achievements glossed over. Critics argue that this deprives young Indians of a nuanced understanding of their own heritage and promotes a monolithic view of history. The reality is more complex. The Mughals were both conquerors and assimilators, rulers and patrons, outsiders who became insiders over generations. They adopted Indian customs, married into local families, and invested in the land they ruled. Their story is not one of simple black and white, but of evolving shades of gray. Political rhetoric, too, often simplifies the past. The depiction of the Mughals as mere invaders ignores the ways in which they were transformed by India, and in turn transformed it. The very symbols of Indian nationhood today, the Red Fort, the Taj Mahal, are products of this era. The languages spoken in the streets, the art on the walls, the flavors on the table, all bear traces of Mughal influence. Ultimately, the legacy of the Mughals is a testament to the power of cultural exchange and adaptation. It serves as a reminder that empires rise and fall, but the ideas, art, and ways of life they engender can endure for centuries. The debates over their place in Indian history reflect deeper questions about identity, belonging, and the meaning of heritage in a rapidly changing world. To engage with the Mughal legacy honestly is to embrace the complexity of India itself, a land where ancient and modern, local and global, tradition and innovation are in constant conversation. To celebrate this legacy is not to deny the achievements of earlier or later periods, nor to gloss over the conflicts and contradictions of the past. Rather, it is to acknowledge that India's strength has always lain in its ability to absorb, adapt, and reinvent. The Mughals, with all their grandeur and flaws, remain a vital part of that ongoing story.